What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here with a brand new series breakdown for y'all. This one, the Blue Jays are in Toronto for the second last homestand of the season, and they're going up against the mighty Baltimore Orioles, who are not really mighty this season. At the start of the season, people had them switch places in the division, which is kind of crazy. But the Blue Jays swept the Orioles, so make sure you stay tuned to see how they did it, and like and subscribe if you're excited. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 1, Blue Jays and Orioles, and on the mound for your Toronto Blue Jays is none other than Christopher Bassitt. So let's get it going, all right? That's not the way we want to get it going, Chris Bassitt. All right, third inning, it's a leadoff double. Later in the inning, next batter grounds out, but it moves the runner to third, which means that Jackson Holliday has the ability to drive him in, which he does. All right, it gets past Miles Straw. I don't know what he's doing, but it's 1-0 Orioles nonetheless. Then Chris Bassitt locks in. He gets a strikeout and a flyout to center field to end the third inning. You love to see it, all right? Miles Straw looking for a little redemption on that misplay in center field. So this is what he does. To lead off the inning, he draws a walk, and then George Springer decides to do what he did and draw a walk as well. Then Davis Schneider decides to drive him in, or at least try to, because the ball will be caught on the wall. Moves both the runners in scoring position, so very productive at bat. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looks to do what Davis Schneider looked to do, which is drive him in, but instead he takes a walk, which is good as well. And Alejandro Kirk has the chance to drive all of them in, but he doesn't. He does not. Alejandro Kirk grounds out, and that ends the inning. Now, Davis Schneider draws a walk. The walk party is on in Toronto. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., can he drive him in this time? No, he can't, but it's a single up the middle, which you love to see. But wait, the center fielder fumbles the ball. Davis Schneider, he's rounded third. Get in the wave. Get down. And he's safe. The Orioles center fielder is a bum, and it gets past him, so it's 1-1. New pitcher in the game for the Orioles. Ty France says, frick your new pitcher. The center fielder says, frick your base hit, and he takes it away. But then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa also gets a base hit taken away. What are we doing? Never mind. He throws it away, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa goes to second. What the heck is going on? All right, Miles Straw doesn't know what the heck is going on, so he's just going to drive IKF in because that's the name of the game, to score runs, and that's what he does. All right, it's 2-1. George Springer to lead off the seventh inning with a base hit. You'll love to see it. Then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets on base. There's runners on the corners for none other than Ernie Clement. Let's see what he will do. Can he drive in some runs for the Toronto Blue Jays? That is the name of the game after all. And he does. It gets through, and George Springer scores from second. I said he was on third. I lied, but it doesn't matter because the score is the same. It's 3-1. And now the next inning, the eighth inning, Miles Straw beats out this little hit to third, and then George Springer takes a walk, and now Dalton Varsho has the chance to give the Blue Jays insurance, which he loves to do, gets the ball past the first baseman, eats him up, scores Miles Straw. Is George Springer coming home? Yes, he is. George Springer is coming home, and Dalton Varsho scores 2 runs. It's 5-1. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looks at that, and he thinks it's pretty inspirational, so he sends this ball off the wall. Don't know where the right fielder was getting at, but nonetheless, it scores Dalton Varsho, but Vladdy gets thrown out at second. It doesn't matter. He scores the run, and that is all that matters. It is 6-1 Blue Jays going into the ninth, so Vladdy is still hyped up. All right, you'll love to see it. Okay, Yariel Rodriguez into this ballgame to try and close it out, which he does successfully. Has a runner on first, but that doesn't matter because Ty France catches the pop-up to end the game, and this is one out of many more wins to come this series. Let's go, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 2, Blue Jays riding high off a W in Game 1, and on the mound today is none other than the legendary Max Scherzer. So let's get right into it, all right? First inning, not looking good for Max Scherzer, bro. Gives up a base hit, walks the next batter, 2 on, nobody out for Gunnar Henderson, who smacks it over the head of Nathan Lucas off the wall, and it's going to score a run. It is 1-0 Orioles early, and then the next play, it's a ground out, but the runner from third scores. It's 2-0. Later in the inning, bottom 1, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. almost gets a base hit, but he hits it off the Oriole pitcher. Thankfully, and I don't know how he's still alive, but he is. All right? So They have this reliever just in case, but apparently he's good to go because he gets Addison Barger down looking, and then he gets Davis Schneider down looking, and then he gets Dalton Varsho down, retires the side, strikes him out, and he's good to go. But then Max Scherzer is locked in, all right? Now, the 5th inning, Max Scherzer decides to stay locked in, and Davis Schneider makes the catch. 5 innings of 2-run baseball from Max Scherzer. You love to see it. Addison Barger wants to give Max Scherzer some run support, so he smacks this ball to the heavens before going over the fence. It's 2-1. You love to see it from Addison Barger. Now, top 6. Tommy Nance, the GOAT, into the game. He's not being the GOAT right now, but it gets some help from Addison Barger. He's doing it all. What a leap and grab to help out Tommy Nance. Now, the bottom half of the inning. Bottom of the 7th. Davis Schneider grounds into a double play. Bro, I cannot tell you how many double plays we grounded into this game. And it's actually fuming how many double plays we grounded into. But that's all right. This Orioles player does not think it's all right because that means they can't score runs, which means they get to score more runs because it's over the head of Davis Schneider and it scores 1. It's 3-1. But then Nathan Lucas, bro, this defense, this game was insane, saves a run at least. Now, bottom of the 8th, Blue Jays look to get going. George Springer beats out the infield single, and now it's Alejandro Kirk off the bench. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Kirk delivers. It's up the middle. It's 3-2 Orioles now. But the Orioles don't like that we're getting closer, so they're going to try and score more runs, which they do off a home run from Colby Mayo. Braden Fisher, what are we doing, man? That was right over the middle. But now, it's the bottom of the 9th. The comeback kids are going to come back. Dalton Varsho with a bunt. It gets past the first baseman, and he's on his way to second base. So they take out the pitcher because they have no more faith in him, and Yanier Cano comes into the game. Will Ernie Clement drive him in? The answer is yes. Ernie Clement with a base hit, but wait. They hold Dalton Varsho, which means it's up to Joey Loperfido to try and get Dalton Varsho in. There's still only 1 out, and he does it. He gets it past the second baseman on the right side. It's 4-3. Let's freaking go. And now Andres Gimenez has a chance to tie the game, still with only 1 away. He doesn't. It's through the shortstop. And it's 4-4 tie game. The comeback kids are going crazy. And now it's time for George Springer to seal it all right? But wait, for the 6th or 7th time this season, George Springer has a catcher's interference. So that loads the bases for none other than the hero in the 8th, Alejandro Kirk, who delivers once again. Bases loaded, 1 out. So that means this ball is going to score. Joey Loperfido on a sac fly. And Kirk walks it off for the Toronto Blue Jays off the bench. He didn't even start the game. Absolute insane stuff from the captain Kirk. You love to see it. Blue Jays take the first 2. Can they sweep the Baltimore Orioles in Game 3? Find out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 3, Blue Jays and Orioles as they try to sweep the Orioles at home. And Shane Bieber is on the mound for this one. Let me tell you something. Shane Bieber has not done very well to start off games with the Toronto Blue Jays so far. And he gives up a home run in the 2nd inning. Now, bottom 3rd, Andres Gimenez gets on base with this double to lead it off, and George Springer wants to drive him in. So George Springer does what George Springer wants to do because he's George Springer, and it's down, and it scores Andres Gimenez. I don't know why is his jaw getting in there, but it's 1-1. It doesn't matter. Alejandro Kirk up the middle of the next inning. Can he beat it out? Of course he can, because he's the fastest man alive. And then Dalton Varsho beats out this bunt. It's runners on first and second for Ernie Clement, who does what he does and drives in the runners. Alejandro Kirk scores. It's Dalton Varsho right behind him, and it's 3-1 Blue Jays here in the 4th inning. Now, new pitcher in for the Baltimore Orioles. George Springer says, I don't really care that you brought a new pitcher into the ball game because the result is going to stay the same. It's a Springer dinger. He's 1 away from 30. Stop playing with my man George Springer, bro. He's on 1, bro. Stop it. All right. Now, Shane Bieber's still in the game, but he's decided to lock in. Nice play from Vladdy there, first out in the 6th. Then, a nice catch from Joey Loperfido in left field for the 2nd out. And Shane Bieber gets the strikeout to retire the side. Now, Ernie Clement on first base. Loperfido at the plate. And Loperfido with a double into the gap. It's going to score Ernie Clement from first base because they bobble it around. And it's now 5-1 Blue Jays. You love to see it, but The Orioles don't like that it's 5-1. So they decide to hit a home run off none other than Louis Varland to make it 5-2. Louis, man, I don't know what's going on, but like you gotta lock in. Addison Barger doesn't really like that. They got another run on the board, so he says, you know what? Eat this. Eat it. Bottom of the 7th is going to score 2. But wait, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is on his horse. He gets the wave, and he's safe. Addison Barger clears the bases with a 3 RBI double, and it's now 8-2 Blue Jays. You love to see it. Now, Alejandro Kirk. Oh no, it's going to be an out. Never mind. The right fielder cannot get there. Scores Addison Barger from second. It's 9-2, and Ernie Clement and the Blue Jays are still not done. Ernie Clement ground out to the shortstop, but he fumbles it. And it scores Tyler Heineman. He's safe at first, 10-2. And Joey Loperfido, they're still scoring runs, bro. They're still scoring runs. They only get the out at second, 11-2. What an insane inning from the boys. And now, Yariel Rodriguez in to close the game. He does it. The Blue Jays sweep the Orioles. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.